Hello guys, this is Rox, and in this series I'm gonna make you a better player in Dune Awakening. For this lesson, I will teach you how to get infinite amounts of spice with very low risk and also speed up your process of floor sands gathering. I'm sorry for not making this guide sooner, as I was waiting for the patch changes to give you a more updated guide. Here is what you are gonna need. First, in your skills, in the Planetologist skill tree, make sure you have compaction at level 3. No excuses here. You get 20% more spice every time you're gonna gather spice. Mandatory to max out. Then obviously get one compactor, your essentials, which is power pack, suspensor, ultimate shield. One small flask of water is always super handy because the sun can really mess you up. And in this last part there is two differences. For Agavazin, you want a radiation suite MK4. As for Deep Desert, you want to bring your best defensive gear and the best Softstep boots that you can. Not only to reduce your worm threat, but also because they give you more armor than the weaker versions of Softstep boots. This is to help you survive for the case people start shooting at you. Although weaker versions of these boots also reduce the worm threat by the same percentage, they give you way less defense, so it's less chance to survive. If you don't want to spend plus tenue in these boots, you can also get a very good boots easily in a sector of Deep Desert, just by doing all the shipwrecks that you see. And you will eventually get these boots. Easy to get, decent defense, and easy to craft. There's also Unique Compactors, which also reduce the worm threat. So the boots is to reduce the step threat that you make when walking in the sands, while Unique Compactors is to reduce the threat from using your compactors. But since it's a tool that kinda depletes super fast, I don't think it's worthy to even craft them, especially with what you are gonna learn here. One important reminder guys, is before leaving the base, make sure you drink water, fill your water flask, fuel up your vehicle, and double check on your vehicles and tools durability. There is nothing worse than watching them break in middle of your gathering. Actually, there is one thing worse than this, is getting griffed by rockets. But don't worry, that's why I'm here and I've got your back, as I'll give you some tricks you can use. And of course you can always have a spare power pack in your inventory since it's only 0.2 volume anyways, and an extra compactor if the one you are bringing is close to breaking. Now let's begin. Here's a trick to gather floor sand with more efficiency to save your time. Go to any floor sand field and simply use your compactor in the same place 4 or 5 times. And as you see, the area of your compactor keeps increasing. For reference, I'm using the industrial compactor, which is very accessible to everyone. And for floor sand, you simply do two things. Which use your compactor 4 or 5 times in the same place, give it some space, and do 4 or 5 shots again. Now enter your chopper and fly to 400 meters more or less. While you are in the air, count to 5, so 5 seconds, as this will reset the worm meter. Then you land and grab all the floor sand. Then you fly up again 400 meters more or less to reset the worm meter, wait 5 seconds, and repeat this process. Of course, give some space to the side so the compactor has space to cover more area. So, 4 compactor shots, another 4 shots, fly, wait 5 seconds, gather, fly, and repeat until you are full. If you fly to this height and wait these 5 seconds, you will never see the worm. If you mess up and the worm sees you, fly to 400 meters, look at the worm, and after the worm dives in the sand, you count 15 seconds. And then you can land. Giving more time will ensure the worm goes away. And the last tip for floor sand is to use your assault chopper in Agavazin, unless you don't have one yet, because assault choppers you will bring more floor sand to your base. Now to what really matters, spice sand, or beloved purple sand. Assuming you are using industrial compactor, you wanna do the following. For small and medium fields, you wanna start in the corners. Of course, if people already gathered there and it's all messed up, you have to just improvise. But what you wanna do is shoot your compactor and run 3 to 4 steps distance, and use it again. 3 to 4 steps, use it again. 3 to 4 steps, use it. You will do a full circle for small fields, and then use your compactor 4 or 5 times spreadly in the middle. To not see the worm, let's call it the 3 split rule. Do an half moon first, left or right, fly and wait 5 seconds. Then do the other half moon, fly and wait 5 seconds. And then finish the circle, fly, wait 5 seconds and gather. Applying this method in small spice fields is near perfect spice gathering. If this is helping, please consider leaving a like and subscribe to the channel. as supporting is free. As for medium and large fields, instead of doing circles, you wanna do 2 straight lines, side by side. So for this, you are gonna shoot your compactor 5 or 6 times in one direction, give lateral space, and then shoot 5 or 6 times back. And once you're back, you enter your chopper, fly 400 meters more or less, and wait 5 seconds. This resets the worm meter, then you land and gather everything. After you finish gather everything, fly again to 400 meters more or less, wait 5 seconds, land, and repeat the process. So 5 or 6 compactor shots in a straight line, then give some lateral space, and 5 or 6 shots back towards your chopper. Enter inside your chopper, fly, wait 5 seconds, gather, and repeat. It's very important to fly, guys, and 99% of people don't do this. If everyone did this, the worm would never appear. However, like I just mentioned, people never do this. So if there is people in your spice field, having a unique compactor is completely useless, as worms will keep coming like rain. This is one of those things that gluttony takes you nowhere. So you have to be extra careful with the worm, but also with the players. So let's talk about that and how to be safe from griefers. I'll leave a link in the pinned comment, but also in the description, for my game tools video, as it will basically show you all the spice fields in the map. And what you wanna do is to make a base in the middle of deep desert, which is the E sector, inside the PvE zone. So your base is safe and you are also closer to spice fields. Building on the left, middle or right side of the map will depend on the week, because every week things change. So for example, if there is more spice fields spawning on the left side of the map, you want to make your base in the middle or in the left. But if there is more fields spawning on the right side, you want to make your base in the middle or in the right side of the map. If you are solo, your priority will be looking for medium spice fields. Chances of being griefed by rockets in those fields are minimal, but not impossible, so keep that in mind. However, they are much safer than large spice fields. Don't worry, you can still go to large spice fields, but with 2 rules. Rule number 1, if you bring an assault chopper, it's mandatory to have a thruster. Assaults are fast now as long as they have thrusters. Not only for speed, but also higher chances for survival. And the second rule is you have to be smart about it. What I mean by this is, before landing blindly, you want to control the situation. And by this I mean, keep flying at high altitude and check the area. Like, see how many people are farming. If there is plenty people, be careful because it might be a whole guild, so you are most likely not welcomed. Or if you find something sus, like if someone is farming but there is one simply standing in the air, don't go to that spice field, as that chopper is probably guarding that player. And of course, if there is a carrier in the field, it's possible that also have a lot of people guarding it. Keep in mind, people can have pocket choppers. And by this I mean they have like a rocket scout chopper stored in their vehicle backup tool. So before landing blindly, be aware of your surroundings. And of course, there is also the dead times where not many people are online. So late at night, early in the morning, or during the day, at times where people are working or at school. I cannot tell you exactly what the best times are in your server, because it varies from servers and from people, but that's something that you might start noticing from now on. When you decide to land and start farming, don't forget to keep an eye on the skies, guys, from time to time. Even if it gets you inside your chopper 1 second faster, that 1 second can save your life. And note here, guys, if someone appears and starts shooting at you, your escape route is always south. South will always be the closest for you to get into the safe zone. However, if you apply everything I told you, you should be much safer from now on. Don't worry, we are not done yet. So listen carefully and make sure you have exactly this I'm telling you. Scout chopper with an MK4 or MK5 thruster. Yes, no inventory chopper. And no, cannot be an assault. 1 or 2 compactors. 1 per pack, which can be MK4 or MK5. You don't need better. 1 radiation suite MK4. You don't need better. Your vehicle backup tool, of course. And optional, 1 small water flask. And you don't bring weapons or anything on you. Make your inventory as empty as possible, including any other tools or heals equipped. For this part, you can even start with a storage in your scout chopper, although we are gonna remove it later. Obviously, when looking around for spice, you can hold your right click or pan left and right with your respective button to look for spice fields. Scan around Ragavazin, and once you don't find more fields, deposit the spice in your base. Remove the storage module and put the thruster MK4 or MK5 in your scout shopper. Store your shopper with your vehicle backup tool, and now you press escape, exit to main menu, click on servers, select your server and enter in a different siege that's not your own. When you change sieges to bring your vehicle with you, it has to be stored. That's why it's pointless to put the storage in your scout shopper for this, as you cannot bring your shopper home if you cannot store it. So that's why we prioritize speed to not waste time. Switching sieges has 20 seconds cooldown, so if you get any error it's because you still are on cooldown and just need to wait a few seconds. As soon as you enter in the new siege, which will always spawn in Griffin's Strait Post, fly west. Your objective here is to go always to Shell, and scan the area around Shell and north of Shell, as they will always have 1 to 3 spice fields most of the times, and you only need 2 small spice fields to fill your inventory. And once you are full, just go to a rock nearby, go to servers and switch to your home siege. Don't worry if you log off in radiation zone, you will not die. Go to your base, deposit the spice, and you can basically repeat this process infinitely, as by the end you finish going through all the sieges, the others respawned already. Just try to remember their order. I'll leave you with a list of the sieges ordered alphabetically to make it easier for you, so you can do a check or a cross to the sieges you already done. You can take a picture or something like that. A reminder here guys, every time you go to your base, keep an eye on your water, your vehicle's fuel, and your tool's durability. And also don't worry with competition, because I barely get viewers, and plus humans are lazy and most of people will not do this. And even if some of them do it, it doesn't mean everyone plays in the same server as you. Plus, even less chances that someone is doing this at the exact time as you are doing. So there is room for everyone. By the way guys, if it ever happens to you while you are in a small field or a medium field, and the worm meter goes fully red, even if you haven't landed yet, it means the worm is probably going to hit a crashed ship nearby. So you can freely land and take advantage of the worm animation, because the worm is gonna be busy eating the ship, and while she's doing so, you are free to use your compactor like a boss. Now for the large spice fields, if the worm meter goes red, you have to get the hell out of there as soon as possible. And you have to fly high or outside of the field, or even both at the same time just to be safe. Because it means the giant worm, which people call the Papa Worm, is gonna eat the whole spice field. Yep, I know, large spice fields are a gourmet for the Papa Worm. I hope you enjoyed this lesson.
Remember your lessons, and the door to the future will open.
Consider leaving a like and subscribe. Thank you for watching. Rox is out.